Genevieve Gigi Sterling, a woman whose life glittered with international business deals and enviable opportunities, suddenly found herself at a jarring crossroads. The catalyst? A single, dismissive remark from a uniformed airport security officer that sliced through the air of a crowded Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport terminal. Amidst the cacophony of rolling suitcases and hurried announcements, on a day thick with southern humidity, a casual insult ignited a firestorm of indignation within her. Her heart pounding, Gigi made a daring decision. She reached for her iPhone, her fingers trembling slightly, and dialed a familiar number, her influential father. This seemingly simple act would transform the trajectory of the confrontation, peeling back the layers of an uncomfortable truth, a harsh reality of bias lurking beneath the veneer of everyday life. Real Life Stories Today brings you Gigi's gripping journey as she confronts systemic injustice head-on, transforming a moment of profound humiliation into a powerful stand for respect and fairness. Every beat of her heart reflects both vulnerability and a fierce determination, compelling her to challenge not only an officer's arrogance, but the entire system that, consciously or unconsciously, allows such mistreatment to fester. As her story unfolds, you'll witness how one courageous call becomes the spark for change, a call that not only redefines her day but may also alter the course of countless lives. Stay with us as this remarkable tale of resilience and reform takes flight. Gigi's day began with an uneasy rhythm, a subtle dissonance that soon spiraled into a full-blown battleground of emotions. As she navigated the sprawling, bustling terminal, the clamor of hurried footsteps and distant announcements served as the backdrop for a deeply personal test of dignity. She was waiting near a restricted access area, anticipating a meeting with a key client. That's when she noticed the officer, Officer Davies, his eyes boring into her with an intensity that felt off. Then came the curt command, a verbal slap across the face. Step aside. The tone was laced with a condescension that left her momentarily stunned. The shock of his words stirred up a whirlwind of emotions, dredging up half-forgotten memories of past indignities, those subtle, insidious slights that chipped away at a person's sense of self-worth. A fierce resolve ignited within her. She refused to be belittled, refused to let him define her. Gigi maintained a measured voice, despite the rapid-fire thumping of her heart. "I'm simply waiting for a meeting," she replied, her tone cool, yet edged with restraint. Internally, she wrestled with a surge of anger, weighing her options, to let the incident pass, to swallow the insult and move on, or to challenge what felt like a blatant abuse of authority. Each second stretched as she fought to preserve her composure, determined not to let this encounter define her. In that critical moment, standing tall against authority, she realized that every slight was a summons, a call to honor, a summons to stand tall in a system that too often favored power over respect. As the situation escalated, Officer Davies's demeanor shifted from dismissive to overtly threatening. His partner, Officer Miller, joined him, creating an intimidating wall of uniforms. He accused her of trespassing, of loitering near a restricted area, without any willingness to verify her credentials or even listen to her explanation. "You'll be taken in if you do not comply," he announced, his voice cold and unyielding. Gigi's pulse quickened. The memory of previous encounters with prejudice, both subtle and overt, mingled with the sting of public humiliation. This wasn't just about her. It was about the countless others who had been subjected to similar treatment, who had been made to feel small and insignificant by those in positions of power. Instead of cowering, instead of succumbing to the fear that threatened to engulf her, she made a fateful decision, one that would alter the trajectory of the day, and perhaps something more. Gripping her phone with trembling fingers, she dialed a number that resonated with authority and protection. "My father is on the line," she declared softly, yet firmly, knowing that the weight of his name, the respect he commanded, would force a pause in the unfolding injustice. The conversation that ensued over the phone became a turning point. Her father's measured tone, calm and resolute, seeped through the receiver, bringing a momentary balm to her frayed nerves. "I'm aware of the situation," he assured, his voice resonating with quiet power. "I'm already in contact with the airport authorities." Officer Davies's stance wavered as he listened. The harsh lines of his earlier hostility softened into reluctant compliance. He glanced nervously at his partner. In that moment, Gigi experienced a bittersweet victory. Relief intermingled with the lingering sting of being reduced to a spectacle, of being judged and mischaracterized based on nothing more than a snap judgment. Yet, beneath the surface, her inner dialogue roared with the realization that her courage had exposed a deeper, systemic failure. Over the course of the next few minutes, as she stood amidst murmurs and shifting glances from onlookers, Gigi's thoughts raced. Each heartbeat echoed the struggle between vulnerability and strength. Her mind replayed every detail of the confrontation, from the sneering dismissal to the final call that had, at least temporarily, forced the officer into submission. This isn't just about me, she reflected silently, her eyes narrowing with determination. It's about every person who has been made to feel insignificant by unchecked authority. With that realization, she transformed her personal ordeal into a powerful statement against injustice. Seeking refuge in a quiet corner of the terminal, Gigi sought to collect her scattered thoughts. She recalled the values instilled in her from childhood, principles of fairness, empathy, and resilience. The memory of her mother's gentle admonitions and her father's unwavering integrity buoyed her spirit. Determined to confront the situation head-on, she resolved that silence was not an option. "I will not be intimidated," she whispered to herself, the conviction in her tone reverberating in the stillness around her. Later, during a discreet meeting with senior airport officials, including the head of security, Mr. Thompson, Gigi detailed every nuance of the encounter. Her measured recounting, interspersed with moments of raw honesty, underscored her unyielding commitment to truth. "I experienced a demeaning aggression that went far beyond standard procedure," she stated, her voice steady despite the lingering tremor of past humiliation. The officials exchanged glances as she explained how an unverified assumption, a biased judgment based on appearances, had led to an unjust escalation. Every word was a testament to her strength, a defiant stand that sought accountability and respect. Throughout the investigation, Gigi's transformation was evident. The incident, though painful, had awakened an inner resolve that redefined her purpose. Her dialogue with concerned colleagues and sympathetic officials revealed layers of introspection. "We need reform that protects everyone, regardless of status or background," she argued during a heated discussion on policy changes. "We need to address the implicit biases that can lead to discriminatory behavior." In these exchanges, Gigi's inherent empathy and determination shone through. She balanced her personal anguish with a broader vision, a future where every traveler, regardless of their race, gender, or socioeconomic status, was treated with dignity and respect. As the disciplinary process unfolded, Gigi maintained her focus. Her interactions with law enforcement and administrative figures were punctuated by thoughtful insights and a calm insistence on fairness. Even when faced with resistance, she persevered. "Let my experience be a lesson," she implored in a quiet moment with Mr. Thompson, "so that no one else endures such degrading treatment." The culmination of her struggle was not merely punitive action against a single officer, but a call for systemic transformation that resonated deeply within everyone present. The airport announced a series of mandatory diversity and sensitivity training programs for all security personnel, as well as a review of existing protocols to ensure that they were applied fairly and consistently. In a final exchange that encapsulated her journey, an unexpected, tentative apology reached her ears. The remorseful tone of Officer Davies, once so unyielding, sparked conflicting emotions within her. Although the words could never erase the trauma, they hinted at a potential for change, a fragile hope that even those entrenched in their ways might learn humility. I'm truly sorry," he murmured, his voice subdued. Gigi's response was measured, a quiet acknowledgement of his attempt at contrition, while reaffirming her unbreakable resolve. "Thank you," she replied, her words carrying the weight of both forgiveness and a demand for genuine reform. "I hope you understand the impact your actions had, not just on me, but on the countless others who have experienced similar treatment." Thus, with every moment etched into her memory, Gigi emerged not as a victim of circumstance, but as an emblem of courage, a beacon for those who refuse to be silenced. Her story, marked by raw emotion and unwavering determination, served to inspire a call for justice and equality that echoed far beyond the confines of that tumultuous day in the Atlanta airport. In the aftermath of the confrontation and its ripple effects, Gigi emerged transformed. Reflecting on the intense moments at the terminal and the subsequent investigation, she realized that every challenge had reshaped her perspective on courage and accountability. What began as a personal ordeal evolved into a powerful movement for change, reminding her that the fight for dignity is a collective journey. With each difficult encounter and unexpected apology, Gigi's inner strength grew. She recognized that speaking out was not solely about self-defense, it was a call for a fair system that honors everyone. Her newfound resolve, tempered by empathy and insight, now guided her every decision. In quiet moments, as she surveyed the bustling terminal, she found comfort in knowing her actions had sparked broader dialogue and reform. A lingering image remained, the determined gleam in her eyes as she walked away from that pivotal day, a reminder that even in hardship, hope can be kindled. This story is a tribute to resilience and the transformative power of standing up for what is right. If you found Gigi's journey inspiring, please like and share this video. Let's continue the conversation and work towards a more just and equitable world.